Hello everybody and welcome back to Castlevania. In the last episode, we were talking about my wonderful trip to the dentist and my experience with laughing gas. Okay, sorry, this level looks kind of crazy. Yeah, we're talking about my trip to the dentist and laughing gas. And I also briefly mentioned that I had had appendicitis before, so I already opened that can of worms. I just figured, might as well, explain the whole thing that went down. And pretty much, hold that thought. Okay, please hurry up. Okay, pretty much what went down was... sorry, give me 2 seconds. Okay, pretty much what went down was I wake up one day, and I remember it was a Saturday, because I didn't have any obligations, like I didn't have school, didn't have work, didn't have anything like that. I did have plans to go hang out with a friend, which didn't have... The bald man's back at it again. Yeah, I had friends to see a buddy, which did not follow through, which was unfortunate because of the whole appendicitis thing. Anyway, so I wake up one Saturday morning, and I have just this discomfort in my stomach, and I'm thinking, okay, usually that means it's time to, go to the bathroom. Well, turns out that wasn't the solution. As I get up, have some coffee, eventually go to the restroom, still have a slight discomfort in my stomach. I'm like, okay, well, that's weird, whatever. It's not too bad. And, yeah, so I continue the rest of my morning, and the pain slowly but surely starts to get a little worse, a little more hard to ignore, a little harder to ignore. Until it gets to the point where it's, pretty uncomfortable, not unbearable, uncomfortable. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna try and sleep this off. So I get back in bed, I take a nap, maybe for about an hour. When I wake up, it's much worse. Much worse. Is there any, turkey? Oh, no, that's a big heart. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's much worse than it was before. That is amazing. Oh, man, what am I supposed to do here? I don't really know how to avoid that. Sorry. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, okay. So where was I? That's disappointing. Yeah, so I wake up from this nap, and the pain's gotten worse. I'm like, okay, I probably need to go see a doctor or something. And it's a Saturday, so the doctor I normally see, his office is closed. And it's like, okay, great. So I end up having to go to the local urgent care center to check it out, because at least they're always open. And, yeah, I do that. And, of course, right when I get there, the pain's even worse. To the point where I am starting to throw up in the waiting room. Finally see my doctor. Okay, is there ham here? Please. There has to be, right? Oh, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, so I see my doctor, and they're telling me, yeah, we're not entirely certain what this is. It could be a couple of things. So we're gonna do an x-ray. And if the x-ray comes back... Damn! The x-ray comes back with nothing, then it's definitely appendicitis. There's nothing else it really could be. Unless it's just something really freakishly rare and we've never really even heard of. So, like, okay, do the x-ray. I died? Damn. I do not see myself beating this boss in this episode, guys. This is not going well. Yes, we do the x-ray. I'm in a lot of pain. And they find nothing, meaning that it's appendicitis. So, I get in the car. I do not drive. My mom is driving me because the pain, and I cannot drive. I can barely, like, stand because the pain's that bad and I'm nauseated by it. So we get to the hospital, and it's about, like 5 or 6 p.m., somewhere around there. And we get there, and to my surprise, they see me, like, instantly. Which was amazing, because I've heard horror stories where people are, having to wait for an hour, sometimes longer, just to see somebody, even when they're in, like, pain or real bad discomfort. But it wasn't the case. They got me in, and they pretty instantaneously just started hooking me up with some drugs. And, what was it? Damn. Hold on. Damn, I pressed A, but... Oh, that stinks. Yes, they pretty quickly hooked me up with, morphine? I think? Whatever it was. Oh my god. That was I made the same mistake I made earlier. That's great. Morphine was incredible. Like, that was bliss. Especially when you're in an enormous amount of pain. And then all of a sudden... Oh, I jumped too early. That was stupid. All of a sudden, no more pain. It was just... That was... So you're high as hell. And you're also being relieved of, like, an enormous amount of stress and pain all at once. Like, it is so... one of the best feelings ever, which is sad, but it's true. And yeah, morphine. I should just devote an entire video to morphine. Anyway, so yeah, they hooked me up with morphine. We go and do I think it's called a CAT scan. I don't know. And they're like, okay, yeah, everything else looks good with you. It's gotta be appendicitis. And so, about an hour waiting for the surgeon and the anesthesiologist, I think that's how you say it, to show up and get there. Because, it's off hours for them, but this is an emergency. So they show up. And the procedure... It took all night, like it took a couple hours. And apparently how they do it now, they use these scopes where they don't even have to cut you open really. They just like insert these scopes into your stomach. I mean, yeah, they're cutting you open, but not like wide open, like C-section style for ladies open type deal. So these like 2 scopes, or I guess one's a scope to like look and see where the what they're doing. And the other is, I guess, a knife. Or something along those lines. Maybe not a knife, but something used to remove the, Gosh, this guy sucks. To remove the appendix. And, yeah, I wake up high as hell in the hospital bed at like 6 in the morning. which is really, really early for me. Ridiculously early. And I'm not in a lot of pain, because I'm still, like I said, very high off the drugs. And yeah, that was pretty much the appendicitis story. Recovery wasn't too bad. It took about, the first few days were rough, but they give you pretty good painkillers. Guys, what am I supposed to do here? Seriously, what the hell am I supposed to do for that boss? Okay, well, we're gonna end it here. When we start the next episode, I will start it at the boss. And then we'll see what's next for us. Yeah. Until next time, guys.